Okay, we are now recording. Hey, everybody, and welcome to our Tuesday night Team Fierce Transformations call. I thank you all for being here, and if you're watching after the fact, thanks for watching. We have something kind of special going on tonight. We have CJ McDonald here, and I am jazzed to have her here with you guys. So, CJ is a mom of 4 and a wife and spectacular. I actually met her. She ran the first training that I ever did for Beachbody, and it was fantastic. And then she ran another training that I did that was a push to diamond training. And she's one of those people that really makes you believe you can do something. Like, I did not have the cojones I had before hanging out with CJ. So CJ, thank you from the bottom of my heart for giving me some cojones. And welcome to our call. So I'm going to turn it over to you.
All right. So first of all, where's the peanut butter? All right. I thought I'd get a laugh out of somebody. All right. So today, you guys, there's a lot of things going on right now. In various different weak walls and the wall and some of the masterminds that are up in like the 2, 4, 5-star that happen with corporate. And one of the themes is diamond. And why is diamond feel so elusive? And why does it feel so hard? Why, when I think about diamond, do I think about taking that physics test when I'm not even in physics class? And a lot of it comes down to 2 things. One is truly not understanding what it takes to get to diamond. And I don't just mean 8 personally sponsored coaches and 2 emeralds, but what does it really take? And then the other component is, why? And it's not the why, like why I'm a Beachbody coach. Those things are important. But we're going to talk today about how to go to battle with your team. Now, some of you may not know or may know, I don't know, but my husband is a former Special Forces Green Beret. He protected President Karzai in Afghanistan for 2.5 years. And he was there for the signing of the Constitution and the first presidential election in Afghanistan. Those are like some major life, world history type moments. And he was really in a scary place. I mean, think about that. All right, mine too? Nice. Think about being in a third world country where you don't really speak the language yet, where you're not really sure what you can eat, where to drink. You're not really sure of the customs. And yet you have to protect the man or the woman standing on your right and the man or the woman standing on your left. And that's your mission. As a Beachbody coach, you have a mission. And your mission is that you are willing 100% to go into battle with the coach that's on your right and the coach that's on your left. You are willing 100% to go fight for somebody else's dreams and put you last. You are willing to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning to text that challenger that's really struggling getting out of bed. That is what it means to go to battle for somebody else's dreams. You guys need to understand that as a coach, yes, it's about physical transformation. As a coach, yes, it's about financial transformation. But as a coach, it's about building a community of people that you can go into life's battles with, that will stand next to you, shoulder to shoulder, no matter what, and fight for your dreams. Many of you probably don't know, that last year, my husband suffered a catastrophic event. So I'm just shared with you a little bit about him. He's a badass, plain and simple. He walked around with some crazy ass gun and he protected President Karzai. That's like protecting President Obama. Not that anybody would want to do that. But anyways, I didn't just say that. Moving on. So he had a badass job, you guys. I mean, seriously. And so he had was doing a muscle up, which is just an exercise. No, it's not an exercise in Beachbody program. And he tore all of the tendons on the top of his hand. So he went in for surgery. And during the surgery, the doctor had to essentially harvest a tendon from the underside of his wrist to use it in the repair on the upper side of on the top part of his wrist. Well, when the doctor harvested the tendon, he pulled out 15 centimeters of Billy's median nerve. Now, if you're not medical, neither was I until this happened. I had no clue what the implications were for that. Well, the implications, just to give you a couple, is Billy has no longer has any feeling in his right hand. He can't touch my face. He doesn't feel it. He can't hold his son's hand. He doesn't feel it. A couple of weeks ago, he was cooking, and he got a second to a third degree burn on the tip of his finger because he touched the pan and didn't know because he couldn't feel. So that's just feeling. His grip strength after the accident, prior to the surgery, you know those grip things that you do in physical therapy, his grip, well, for an average man, the grip strength is 120, just to give you an idea of how strong he was. So 160 in that hand, even though it was injured prior to the surgery. His grip strength now, 18 pounds. He can't even hold a coffee cup without his hand fatiguing. Now, that was devastating to us. So devastating that I thought about quitting. Not a lot of people know that, but I was on the verge of quitting. And then something happened. I had one of my downline coaches come alongside me on the right, and a grandbaby coach come alongside me on the left. And they said, CJ, we believe in your dreams in this business and in your vision for this team. And we're going to come alongside of you and help you keep your business going for the last couple months of the year so that in January, you can come back and give us 100% of you. I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you guys right now if I didn't have people that I was willing to go into battle with shoulder to shoulder. So let's talk about teamwork, right? What is teamwork? It's essentially group effort where everybody comes together for one common goal. Now, I know that you guys are part of a badass team. You guys are fierce, and you're going for some major goals this year. I know Emily's going for elite, Lindsay's going for elite, and the only way that those ladies are going to reach that goal is if you guys bind together and figure out what it's going to take to help them get to that goal. You see, in Beachbody, it is binary, and you do have a right leg and you do have a left leg. But the combined effort of a unified team like this one is what is absolutely critically important in the success of all of you. At some point, every single one of you that's listening to this call or on live are going to be going for 2-star or 5-star or elite. Every single one of you will get there. You may not be able to put your arms around that right this second, but trust me when I tell you, with the leaders that you guys have, you absolutely can get there. So, learning now as younger coaches, being in the business for a year, 6 months, a month, how to do teamwork in this business is so critically important. Okay, so we're going to give you guys some actionable tips, some actionable things that you guys need to be fully 100% on board with in order for you guys to reach your own goals and to fight for other people's goals. Because here's the deal, you guys. We are always last. Most of you are probably moms, and you probably always put yourself last. Husband comes first, kids come first, mommy comes last. That's normal. But when it comes to building a business, you have to be able to put yourself first. But if you struggle with that a lot, then if you put the goals of your team first, then you're kind of still feeling in that, this is comfortable, this is normal because I always put other people first. So put other people's goals first. I have a coach on my team who wanted to quit her teaching job. She just kept struggling and just couldn't get it. And I told her at the end of last year, come January 1st, I'm going to stand shoulder to shoulder with you, and we are going to battle, period. We're going to fight for your dreams. Now, this is a coach that struggled to get Success Club 2. And when I stood shoulder to shoulder with her, you guys, she got Success Club 9 last month. I have another coach who got Success Club 6, who hadn't had Success Club in like 6 months, because we as a team are battling together. Okay, so B, you ready? Be committed to the goals of others. You need to know what is your upline's goal and what are your downline's goals. You have to know that. You have to know that just like you know your kid's first name. If you don't know what your upline's goal is and how you play a part in her reaching that goal, or him, then you need to go find out. It's your responsibility to find out what your upline's goal is and what your downline's goals are. Period. End of story. So that's B. Be committed to the goals of others. A, accountability. If you don't have a success partner, get one. You can't build this business very efficiently without a success partner that you're checking in with on your power hour every single day. Accountability partners, success partners, those are the people that are going to hold your feet to the fire when you don't feel like it. Because guess what, you guys? There are going to be times where you wake up in the morning, you're like, oh, I think I'm going to do laundry for 15 hours because I really don't want to invite. So you have to have a success partner. It's like a no matter what. It's like, yeah, you just have to do it. T, trust. This is the hard one. I shared with you guys a little bit about Billy, and think about the scariness of the world that he was in over in Afghanistan. He had to trust those that he was going into battle with. And what does that mean, and what does that look like? Trust. You say you're going to do something, you're actually going to do it. Trust is knowing that when somebody messages you, you're going to respond. And I'm talking about team people, not challengers and that kind of stuff. So if your upline messages you and you don't respond for like 3 or 4 days, that lack of trust starts to filter in, because they don't know if they can count on you. So if you don't know what somebody else's goals are, and if you aren't accountable in some way, shape, or form, then that is immediately going to erode your trust in other people in your team, as well as other people's trust in you that are on the team. The next T, take responsibility. You all own $1 million business. Do you understand that? Like, you own $1 million business. Like, hello, you have been given this amazing freaking opportunity to run $1 million business. So take ownership and responsibility of that. What does that look like? What does that look like in your world? When I started this business, I was traveling 180,000 miles a year. That's right. I was essentially on a plane every single week, twice a week, from San Diego to Washington, D.C. It was a lot of traveling. I had 4 kids living at home and a husband. And oh, by the way, he actually likes me, so wants to spend time with me. I didn't have time for this business, but I made the time. I took responsibility for my business and the fact that I needed to grow it to do certain things in my life and certain goals that I wanted to achieve. So you guys have got to take the responsibility. L is you need to learn to listen. What does that mean? That means that you guys need to open your ears and listen to what other people on your team need from you. Every single one of you guys has an area of genius. Every single one of you. That means that Emily is great at this, Lindsay is great at this, and the rest of you are great at stuff too. And so you need to be listening in the team page, whether it's reading or whether it's actually listening to somebody on a phone call, but you need to be listening for where your area of genius needs to be present in your team page. Maybe you're a tech geek and there's so many people struggling with technology and you're seeing that on the team page. How do you listen? You listen by interacting and engaging on the team page every single day. You're on Facebook anyways, so don't just hit like, comment, respond, be a part of the community by listening to what the community needs. And E, our last one for this portion of the call tonight, E is effective communication. That goes back to a little bit of the trust. Those two go hand in hand. You have to be able to effectively communicate what's scaring you, what you're excited about, what you're happy about, what you're angry about, what you don't understand. You have to be able to effectively communicate that. And you may not know, but that's when you get on the phone with your upline sponsor or one of the leaders in this group and you try and communicate effectively what it looks like. Because here's the thing, you guys. Can you imagine going into battle without those things? Can you imagine, just for a second, close your eyes and imagine, I'm going to go into the front line in Afghanistan or Iraq or Kuwait or some other crazy place right now that's full of war, and I'm not going to be committed to the goals of somebody else? Probably not going to work very well. I'm not going to be accountable to somebody else for their safety? Not going to work very well. I'm going to go into battle not trusting the men or women that I'm going into battle with? Not going to go very well. You guys get my point, right? Like, you have to be able to stand shoulder to shoulder and go to battle to fight for the team dreams. And there are a ton of them. And I guarantee you that each of you has several dreams that are on your list. Tonight we did an exercise on my team call, and I highly recommend you all do it. And the exercise was this. If I hired you, I'm a big highfalutin CEO, and I hire you, and I'm going to pay you $100,000 a year. Okay? $100,000 a year. You still are going to get the other income that you're currently getting in your household. It's not going to change that. It's going to be in addition to. I've just now plopped the opportunity for you to earn $100,000 a year in your lap. You'd probably work pretty hard for it, right? Probably. Now, how does that impact you? Seriously, you guys, think about it. How does that impact you personally, individually? You the person. How does that impact your spouse or your significant other? How does it impact that little adorable one sitting on your lap? How does it impact the ability to retire your parents so that they aren't living on a fixed income for the rest of their life? You need to journal that, you guys. And here's why. Because the next point in my call today is going to be to talk about Diamond. Now I'm going to pull up I'm going to share my screen here in a second. I'm going to pull up a spreadsheet. It's not a spreadsheet. It's a document, PDF document. And in our team, we talk about two things on a regular basis. We talk about Diamond, and we talk about this exercise of actually sitting down and figuring out how would your world change if somebody plopped $100,000 a year in your life. And so here's why, you guys. Here's why. Hopefully you can see my screen. I want everybody to find the Diamond row. And I want you to go all the way across to the annual cycle bonus income. You guys see that? Now, I'm not sitting here to tell you that every Diamond coach earns $100,000 a year, but I'm telling you it's possible. When I met Emily and we did that Diamond to Push training, I'll never forget being on the call with her. And she was really having a tough time, like thinking past the world that she was in at that moment. She couldn't think past to the ability to buy a really gorgeous, snazzy, sexy black cocktail dress. Like, they really didn't have the money to do that. She couldn't think past that. So when I talked to her about earning, $1,000 a week or, $2,500 a month, she just like couldn't wrap her brain around it. And as we continued to talk and I continued to pull out of her just, this and that and share with her a little bit about what is possible, you could just see her blossom. And I remember at the end of that call, she was so excited because she was going to do it. She was going to hit Diamond. She was going to get that black cocktail dress. She was going to go to Summit. And she did, you guys. It's totally possible. So I want you guys to wrap your arms around the fact that I just offered you $100,000 a year. Emily and Lindsay are offering you $100,000 a year. Are you going to take it? So let's talk about Diamond. Go ahead and stop my screen. Okay, so let's talk about Diamond. I don't know if you guys follow Jimmy Hayes Nelson, but when I need a kick in the ass, I'll go look at his YouTube videos. And even I need a kick in the ass sometimes. So there was this YouTube video that he did last February, and it was right after he led the National Wake Up Call. And the video was, I believe, like 2 minutes and 45 seconds. And the video was titled, Diamond, what are you waiting for? And I watched it. I'm already a Diamond. I don't need to watch it, but I needed some Jimmy Hayes Nelson, and so I watched it. And what he told us during that call was this, or during that video was this. It takes helping 12 people to go Diamond. That's it. 12 people. It's not a lot. We're not asking you to help 100. 12 people. If 12 people, if it's going to take you talking to 100 people to find 12, would you do it? Well, most of you would say, well, yeah, of course. So he also told that in that video that the week that he did the National Wake Up Call, there were 34,000 coaches added that week. 34,000. And you mean to tell me you can't find 12 people? I mean, come on, you guys. This is not me being a hard ass. This is just me stating some reality and telling you guys what's possible. Finding 12 people. Now, is it just that easy? I'm not saying it's that easy. It takes a lot of work. You've got to dig deep. You've got to maybe go talk to 100 people. But is going Diamond worth it? Is your business, building your business to $100,000 a year worth it? I don't know. You tell me. I can't answer that question. So you got to ask yourself, what would $100,000 a year look like in your family? Then you've got to list out who does it affect. If you guys aren't journaling these types of things, thinking way further than where you are right now, I mean, even Emily and Lindsay, I don't think you guys are earning $100,000 yet. So you need to be doing it too. What would $100,000 do for you right now? You guys need to be sharing these goals and these dreams in your team page. Why? Because it's going to fire somebody else up. It's going to help somebody else believe that it's possible. Because I know for a fact, as sure as I'm standing here in my office, that Emily and Lindsay both are getting there. I know they are. I would bet $1,000 on it. I'd bet $10,000 on it. I know it. Why? Because I've worked with them. So if they can do it, you guys can do it too. So you have to understand what it means to your family. You have to understand what it means to individuals. And then here's the last part before I get into the how do you do it, is what are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to sacrifice to get to $100,000 a year? Some of you are going to have to sacrifice TV. Some of you are going to have to sacrifice going out to happy hour with girlfriends, or some of you are going to have to sacrifice sleep. When I began working this business, when I first brought it to my husband, he said, no, you're traveling 180,000 miles a year. You have 4 kids and you have a husband that actually likes you. No, you don't have time. I had to then negotiate with him. Negotiate with your families, you guys. If there is a goal, negotiate with your families. And I said to him, I will only work this business an hour a day. That's it, an hour a day. Until such time that the business warrants me working more. And if I need to, I will work after the kids and you are asleep. Period. And I did it. Some of you know, maybe, and some of you don't. Billy and I paid off $60,000 in debt in 18 months in this business. In our first 18 months. Not after being in the business 18 months and then working 18 months. In our first 18 months, we paid off $60,000 in debt. Okay, you guys. So what are you willing to sacrifice? So here we go. How to get to diamond. How to get beyond diamond. If you don't plan, you plan to fail. Period. End of story. You have to plan. So the very first part of these next 3 steps that are actionable steps that you guys need to be doing, number 1 is, what do you need to get to diamond? Now, we all know that it's 4 active coaches on our right, 4 active coaches on our left, and an emerald on each leg. We know that. But what do you need? Are you a brand new coach and you still need 4, 4, and 1 and 1? Are you a coach that you're already emerald? Maybe you got 2 coaches on one side and 1 on the other. You got to figure it out. It needs to be written. It needs to be visible somewhere so that you're always looking at it, so that you know without a shadow of a doubt, you know what you need. Nothing drives me more nuts than me on the phone with a coach saying, okay, well, what do you need to get to your next rank? And they're like, I don't know. I'm like, what do you mean you don't know? How do you not know that? Okay, number 2 is how much time is it going to take you to get there? This is where the sacrifice comes in. Do you have to cut out 30 minutes of TV? Do you have to go to bed 30 minutes after everybody else? Do you have to get up 30 minutes earlier? How much time? Next is you got to take action. So in our team, we just posted 2 weeks ago one of the trainings that was on the Beachbody Champion page a couple of weeks ago. I don't remember the girl. There was 2 girls that did a training on their power hour, and I thought it was great training. So I told the team, hey, you guys should watch this. I had 4 people on my team say, I already do my power hour. I don't need to watch that. I'm good. I said, do me a favor, just watch it. Anyways, take the 30 minutes and watch it. And it has transformed all 5 of their businesses. Every single one of them hit Success Club this month when they hadn't prior, just by watching that training. So you've got to take action. So you've got to have a plan, which means that you need to know what you need, how much time do you need to spend per day to get there, and then you've got to set in motion the action. You guys all can do it. Diamond is just around the corner. And when you begin to really internalize that and believe what's possible, my only other side recommendation is set a date. Set a date, you guys. Share it, make it public, and commit to it. Because you guys want to make sure that you can go into battle with everybody on your team. Thanks, you guys.
Thank you so much, Steve. That was amazing. And you're amazing.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Does anybody have any questions? I see we've got 8 minutes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I want to see the face of the little one you have in your lap.
Be prepared to be awestruck.
Oh, hi.
Say hi.
Very cute.
Billy,
Brooke is adorable.
what ODA was your husband in? You know?
So 7 Special Forces, And then when he went over the first time to Iraq, he was with 19th Group. And then he was a part of the USIS protection team for Karzai.
Okay.
Then got bought out. The contract got bought out by a different company. I don't remember who.
Triple Canopy?
No, it wasn't Triple. Triple had it after.
Okay. Yeah, well, because my husband was in ODA 574.
Okay.
And he was 5th Group. And
Okay.
so, yeah, your story is like very parallel to my husband's. It's interesting to cross paths with you.
Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
So does anybody have any questions?
Can you just like give me a pep talk every morning, please, CJ?
Okay, so you know what? Can I give you one other piece of guidance that I found totally changed my business? I stopped watching elite coaches. So I literally unfollowed like a ton of them. And my personal development or my scrolling, because I allot myself some brain dead scroll time. And so I don't see them anymore. So I don't fall into the comparison trap. And the second thing is that I looked to business leaders for business advice. So some of my, except for Jimmy Hayes Nelson, he's the only coach that I really like watch because I just think his stuff is so good. If I need a laugh, I'll go watch Caleb Thomas, and and then occasionally I'll watch Trey. But I don't watch any of the women. I'm just being honest, and I'm good friends with several of them. I don't watch them because I don't want to get into that comparison. So some of my favorite. Oh, I'm reading this amazing book. Okay, but if you guys are going to read it, you have to do it as a team because it will totally cement everything I just said to you. Okay, you ready? I don't know the author, so you have to Google it. Girl Code. 157 pages. I got through 67 pages in less than an hour. I couldn't put the freaking book down. It was amazing. 9 chapters. So you guys should all get it. Start it on the same day. Do 1 chapter a day. And commit to going through Girl Code together because I think it would be perfect for your team. In fact, I know it would be. So Bo Eason, I watch Bo Eason on YouTube. I've also gone to his event. I think Shalene's stuff on Periscope is good, but it's extremely time consuming. Marie Forleo is good. She's another good business type person. I stay away from any of the women in network marketing like Danny Johnson. She's great, but I stay away from her because I don't want a bunch of network marketing stuff. I want business. Like our training tonight for my team on my team page, this whole month, do you know what we're doing? We're doing creating financial peace in and with your business. So today I showed everybody exactly how we paid off $60K in debt, like exactly how we did it. And I showed our team how to project so that they don't just make a goal of Success Club 5 just because Success Club 5 is the minimum, but what do you actually need in order to reach your goals that you guys wrote down earlier for your 100,000? Like we go into a little bit more detail. So that's our training. I'm bringing a CPA on to talk about taxes. I'm bringing a financial advisor on to talk about, what do you do for investments for your future? So tap into business stuff. Dave Ramsey, great. Entree leadership, he's good. So that's what my recommendation, Linz, is start your day with somebody other than Beachbody.
I'm listening to the 10X Rule right now is my book that I'm listening to. And so Grant Cardone is one who can fire you up big time.
It's the best way to do it. Like, don't start your day with Facebook. Don't start your day with email. Start your day with 10 minutes of personal development or your workout. It will change your whole business.
I've started leaving my phone plugged in a different room than my bedroom. And so that it also makes me pop out of bed faster. But yeah, so it's not right there. So it's not the first thing I look at. So
very smart.
But yeah.
So since I'm in your team page, I'm going to give you a call to action. When Emily posts or Lindsay posts the recording, I want every single one of you in the comments to answer one of the questions I asked you guys. So what is your commitment date for Diamond? If you aren't willing to put that down yet, then I want you to comment in the comments under this video. What would $100,000 mean for you, your family, your parents, your kids, whatever? One of those two. Because if you guys can't answer that, you're going to struggle. And I don't want any of you beautiful faces to struggle, because this business doesn't have to be a struggle. It's not always easy, but it doesn't have to be a struggle. All right, you guys. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for your wisdom. That was amazing. That was, I'm re-fired up. I have some CJ in my blood. I'm going to go knock it out. Gonna stay up all night and invite.
If you haven't watched that training, Emily, I'll send you the link.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't watched that training, totally transform 5 people's business this month.
I'm ready. I would love that. Thank you so much. And I will try to figure out Dropbox, and if not, I'll get it.
Sounds good. All right, you guys. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you so much.